Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely stream deck. For more information about the stream deck, the link is in the description below.
Hello and welcome to round 21 of the AOR Hype Energy PS4 OCEANIA League here in Interlagos for the final round of the AOR World Championship season. If you've been with us watching the last couple of races of the PS4 OCEANIA Championship, first off, if you haven't been with us, I should say, first off, where have you been? Because the title fight between P-Crun and F1 Amazing Hour comes down to this. 8 points separate the two championship contenders battling it out for the prestigious AOR title that only a handful of drivers have managed to claim. If you weren't aware as well, my name is Expert and I'll be screaming into my microphone for one last time this season, broadcasting the 21st and final round of the championship to you guys from the circuit Jos Carlos Bache here in Brazil. Now, as you can see on the few track stats as well, we are in Interlagos. As we said, 15 corners the drivers will have to negotiate around this 4.309 kilometer track. The track record is set or held by Lewis Hamilton with a 1 minute 7.281, and as you can see at the bottom, the season 4 F1 pole was set by Pete Crun with a 1 minute 6.885, I believe that says, in the season 4 results. He unfortunately wasn't able to convert that into a win, so Pigott took the win ahead of F1 Amazing Hour and Plevs. So now we're going to have a quick look at the results from the last round at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. J Banks took out the win. He looked very quick with a different strategy compared to the other drivers. The other drivers opted to go onto that hard compounded tyre, but he went onto the mediums and managed to storm to a victory around the Yas Marina circuit. F1 Amazing Hour came home P2, leading his championship rival of P-Crun. P4 and P5 was the two Renault drivers of Plevs and Todd's. A solid result for the Renault F1 team, and Swaggy 291 took out pole position with the 1 minute 33.749. But as you can see now on your screens, the Drivers' Championship, the thing that is going to be decided this afternoon after the Brazilian Grand Prix. F1 Amazing Hour, 8-point lead he has on P-Crun in the Mercedes car, so this is definitely going to be one to stick around for, guys. So just a heads up as well, this is the easiest way to put it. If Pete Crun wins today's race, Amazing Hour has to finish third for him to win the title. If he finishes second, they will be equal. Sorry, if he finishes second and Pete Crun has a faster lap, they'll be equal on points, but it will go to Amazing Hour the title because he has more wins in the series. So this is going to be a very tough challenge for Pete Crun. We'll have to see how he manages to do it. Or see if he can do it instead. But I contrast F1 is sitting in a pretty solid P3 at the moment for Ferrari, leading the Racing Point of Spilly, Plebs, Dubsy, J-Banks, Swaggy, Crossy, and rounding out the top 10 is the McLaren driver of 4022. And P11, for the battle of P11, I should say, between Stuart McKenzie, Cell JB, Extra Evolution, and Toddster. That is not over, so that's also going to be one to watch as well this afternoon. RNL 304 in P15 leading Harry Tomato, Gaming Wafer, The Rumble, Dr. Dre 3000, and Renier top 20 is El Tonki. Then for the constructors standings, Mercedes have wrapped it up already. They wrapped it up a few races ago as well, so they're looking pretty comfortable at the moment in the constructors standings, leading Williams as well. They are also pretty comfortable. They have a pretty comfortable lead to Ferrari in P3. Then it will be Racing Point, Renault, Alfa Romeo, McLaren in P7, then it will be the Toro Rosso team leading the sister team of Red Bull, then it will be the Haas F1 team with 21 points to their name down in P10, but we're going to swap over now to the main screen. As you can see, they are in a qualifying session, and it is actually wet here for the AOR Hype Energy PS4 OCEANIA qualifying session. around the Brazilian Grand Prix, and look who goes to pole position. So far, the only driver, I should say, that has set a lap in intermediate conditions, 1 minute 17.478, is F1 Amazing Al. So he goes into pole position briefly with 14 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in P2. It will be Crossy F1 for Racing Point at this stage. Now P. Crichton goes to P2 now with a 1 minute 17.8484, tenths of a second down on his rival's time at the moment. Crossy in P3, as I said, leading down 11. The Gaming Wafer in P5 at the moment for Red Bull, ahead of the Ferrari of iContrast, who actually, sorry, iContrast hasn't set a lap yet, so only 5 drivers have set a lap. Not a really good lap time so far from Gaming Wafer, a couple of seconds off the pace, so he's going to have a little bit of time he's going to have to try to find in this qualifying session. But first off now, I'd like to welcome absolutely everyone to the stream. This has been a massive turnout. Welcome to the stream, Jess Games, Rocks, Cracker Jack, Jimmy James, Hazami, Joshua Banks, Amazing House, LJB, Alcatraz, Banana Cake Pie. I'd like to welcome you all to the stream. Fish Stick, Very Angry Side Pod, I would like to welcome every single one of you to the stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in as well. This is going to be a crack of a race. As you can see now, Dr. Dre's got himself into P5 as well. The Gaming Wafer's teammate that we were just on board with, he set a 1 minute 19.015. It's going to be interesting with weather as well. We'll have to see how the drivers can cope with these intermediate conditions. I'm not too sure also what the weather is going to be like with the race either. Unfortunately, we don't get told that with the spectator view, so I'm hoping a driver would ideally tell me, but this is going to be tight. As you can see, Amazing how it looks like he's setting off for another lap now. He's actually backed out of it, so I think he may have made a little error heading through the first couple of corners at the S curve, so that's unfortunate for him. He's going to come into the pit lane now. I don't know how much fuel he has on board of that Williams to set another lap time. Normally you'll be doing around 2, potentially 3 laps if you really want to push it on these tyres. You can see we're going to run a ball with P. Crine now. He's got a purple first sector. Heading into the second sector now. Heading down the short straight into this long right-hander here. Braking just after the 50-meter board in the rain. Double apex corner, very easy to lose the rear traction heading on the second part of the corner. He's got iContrast F1 in front of him, so hopefully he does get out of the way. I'm not too sure if Contrast is on a lap. He's heading through the second sector now. Is P. Crine into the tricky braking zone as well. Very easy to lock the inside front if you do not have ABS assist on. Sorry about that. What are your predictions? My predictions for the race? I honestly, I don't want to jinx anything, so I'm not going to say anything, but I want to know your guys' predictions. Thanks for reminding me. Justin's, well, for you. I want everyone in the chat that is able to type in the live chat. I want you guys to tell me your top 3 predictions and your championship predictions. Who's going to win the championship in your top 3? I'd like to know that. But now Pete Crichton crosses the line. Does he go to pole position? He does with a 1 minute 17.279. 2/10 of a second up on his rival of F1 Amazing Hour. So solid lap there from the Mercedes driver. Yeah, I don't know. I'm honestly gonna. I'll be dead honest with you. I'm not too sure what's gonna happen this race. I'm not sure whatsoever what's gonna happen. It's gonna be interesting, and I'm gonna find out what's gonna happen at the exact same time as you guys are. So, yeah, I'd like to know your predictions as well in the chat. Your top 3 predictions for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Even if you really want to, you can put your qualifying predictions. And also, who do you think's going to win the world title? This man, Pete Crichton, is currently sitting 8 points behind the Williams driver of F1 Amazing Hour. Is currently sitting in P2 with him for 2/10 of a second down at the moment, but he is 4/10 up on his time, so he's going to come down the main straight. He goes now. He's going to open. Actually, no, he does not have DRS because it is wet raining, so he's going to cross the line now as F1 Amazing Hour, and he goes to pole position with a 1 minute 17.058, 2/10 of a second again, faster than Pete Crichton. So we'll have to see what happens in this qualifying session. So the track seems to be evolving a little bit now because Amazing Hour just went 4 or 5 tenths quicker on that lap than what he previously did. So we'll have to see if Pete Crichton or any other drivers can respond to that. Extra Evolution has been really quick in the qualifying sessions. So he's looking now to be starting a lap as he heads into the third sector. Justin's hoping iContrast wins the Dirty Driver Montage XD. Fair enough. Predicting another controversial moment? We'll have to see. Jimmy James, P1 Pete, P2 Todster, P3 Aaron, P4 Amazing Hour. I should actually, I'll try and bring up on stream for you. I've done up a little table. It may not be the easiest thing to read, but I can try and explain it to you. I'll bring up a thing now, an image of that table for you, so you can see, you guys all on stream can see. what the go is with the standings. I'm not sure if you'll be able to read it. I'll try and make it as big as possible. But here you go now, as you can see on your screens, these are the predictions, so it's a bit hard to see for me at the moment. But Zach, basically, if he wins the race, as you can see at the very top of your screen, it's a bit hard to read, I know. He needs Amazing Hour to finish in P3 for him to win the title. If he finishes P2 Amazing Hour, he will be equal on points. And even if Zach does get the fastest lap, actually, I don't think I can't even read it right now. It's actually that small on my screen, but I'll turn that off for now. If you guys can see it, good for you. You can try and read it if you'd like, but you go through your order now with 8 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the session. Actually, I'm going to read this prediction. So Justin Wells predicts 2 safety cars probably with the new patch. I love how we all complain about no safety cars. Now we're complaining there's too many low. I do agree, but I think that it's at the start of the patch, I'm not too sure. It actually felt like there was way too much safety cars, but now hasn't felt like there's been anything different. Like, there hasn't been any patches, obviously, but it's just felt like there's been less safety cars now, so I'm not too sure. But anyway, Hasmania reckons Amazing Hour will win the race ahead of Pecan and Eye Contrast. But anyway, as you can see, we're going to go through your order real quick. There's 8 minutes remaining in the Brazilian Grand Prix qualifying session. F1 Amazing Hour, current championship leader, leads away at the moment with a 1 minute 17.058 on that intermediate compound. P. Crun is rival. Looks like he's about to start his lap now. He's about to head into the third sector. He is currently on an out lap. He's got Darren 11 currently sitting behind him at the moment. He's starting a lap as well in that Toro Rosso car. Plevs in the Renault now has also jumped up into P4 for the Works Renault team, leading Darren's teammate. Plevs is leading Darren's teammate of X Revolution at the moment in P5. He's starting his lap now by the looks of it as he heads into the S-curves. Through turn 1 he goes, runs it a little bit wide on Apex, but gets to the second Apex nicely though. Very easy to lose traction through this long left-hander as well. You can see just slightly lost rear traction there, and that will cost him very slightly down this straight. But now Dr. Dre for Red Bull into P6 he goes, leading Crossy for Racing Point, Swaggy in P8, then it will be Toddster in P9, and Ranier top 10 is Eye Contrast F1, leading Aaron L304, Gaming Wafer, and Hairy Tomato. We're going to ride on board now with Pete as he heads through the second sector. He is on a flying lap at the moment. Actually, he may have actually backed out of it, so he may have made a little bit of an incident. I think he has actually backed out of this lap, so unfortunately he's going to have to go again. He should have enough fuel to have a couple of laps. We'll do a couple of laps in that Mercedes car. It looks like now he is about to start his lap. Is Peak Run. So I'm just trying to bring up a track map so I can see all the corner numbers, etc. I always get it wrong, but all I really know about this track is turn 1 is the S-curves, I'll be honest. But he heads into the S-curves now, does Peak Run, braking just before the 50 meter board into turn 1 when it's wet. Runs it a little bit wide though. He may potentially think there's a bit more grip out there, as we've seen a couple of drivers have been running it a bit wide through there, but now he heads through this long left-hander. Down the Raider Potster he goes into turn 4. Where does he brake? I'm not too sure about the braking points in the wet, but we'll have to see. Brakes just after the 100 meter ball, gets it turned in nicely to turn 4, through turn 5, flat out in a modern day F1 car. Now heading into this double right-hander of turn 6 and 7. Gets it to the apex nicely, on the gas nice and early. As you can see, he's running in high at the moment, so doesn't seem to be too confident at the moment on that gas pedal. Heading through the second sector, the Mercedes driver goes, gets it turned into this long left-hander nicely of turn 9, heading into turn 10 and 11. This corner's name is Bico de Pato, is what it says. Hopefully I'm correct. But anyway, through this long left-hander now, very easy to lose traction. A lot of corners here are very easy to lose traction, especially on the curbs when it's wet. That's the easiest way to lose the car, but he runs a little bit wide. Through turn 13, that may cost him a little bit down the straight, but he's going to come up to the line now. Under the Emirates board he goes, through this little left kink here, but he actually pulls into the pits now, so he mustn't have been up on his time, unfortunately. He's going to be trying to put on a new set of tyres and go again. There is 4 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the session. We'll try and find a driver that is at the end of their lap. Eye Contrast now, we're going to ride on board with him as he heads into the... I've already forgot the name, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, but anyway, through That corner gets it to the apex nicely though. Seems to be very cautious through this long left-hander. Doesn't have the confidence or the grip in that Ferrari car that he needs. Heading into sector 3 he goes now. The rest of the track is flat out in a modern day F1 car. Through this left-hander, under the Emirates board he goes into turn 15. He's going to come across the line now. Is the Ferrari driver? Has he improved on his time? He doesn't actually. He was slower on that lap, so he's going to have to go again. Is the Ferrari driver? He's 3.8 seconds slower on that lap. I'm in a league. In a league I'm in Baku, there was 6 safety cars. You couldn't keep a rhythm. Good commentating, by the way, Barry. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Contrast now sets off for another lap. He's heading into the second sector now. Looks like he's pushing on this lap. He is, as he is in the hot lap ERS mode. Heading to the second sector now. Turns it in very early for that corner. Very lucky to not invalidate his time there. Fortunately now we can tell if the driver has invalidated their lap time because the track map on the right will light up red. Normally, well, we used to not be able to tell, so that was a bit painful when they would come across the line and their lap time wouldn't register, but now he's about to start into the third sector. Runs a little bit wide through that corner. And wide through there again, so that's going to cost him. He's struggling to put that accelerator down in that Ferrari car. I'm not too sure if he is up on his time. I didn't see the sector split, but he's going to come through the final corner now of turn 15. No DRS available as it is a wet session. He's going to come across the line now, and he's 5/100ths of a second faster than his previous time, but unfortunately that wasn't enough to move him up any positions at the moment because Aaron L3F4 MP7 is 2/10 up on his time, and he just crossed the line there, and I think unfortunately he may have not improved on his time, so he's going to have to go again. I'm not too sure what's happening with him because he does have 100 ERS, but he did definitely do a time, but we'll see what happens with him. Plebs is on a lap as well. He's heading up to Aaron's car. Hopefully he does get out of the way. He gets a lot of oversteer there. Did the Renault driver. Still kept it on track. He's trying to get a little bit of the toe off that harsh driver. Braking. Where does the Renault driver brake? Just between the 50 and 100 meter ball. Gets it turned in nicely. Does Plebs. Do this left-hander now. Gets a lot of oversteer and exit. Ran it really wide. Didn't get the car turned. So now it looks like he's backed off this lap. He's going to try and save a bit of ERS as he hasn't got much to use throughout this lap. So he'll try and go again. Try and find some more drivers that are on a lap. Aaron, it looks like he'll be trying to start a lap. Unfortunately, Contrast has invalidated his lap. But now F1 Amazing goes fastest with the 1 minute. Well, he was faster, but he improves on his time with a 1 minute 16.8. 4/10 of a second now. Separate the two title contenders of F1 Amazing and Pete Crime. That's a very solid lap here from the Williams driver. We'll have to see if Pete is able to take that. He's currently done 2 laps on this set of intermediate tyres, so we'll have to see how that goes for him. We obviously don't know the conditions either in the race, so not too sure if it's going to be raining or it will be dry. Darren Levin and Toddster are about to start their lap as they both head through the final sector, but we're going to go back on board with Plebs now as he's heading through the final sector. Didn't look like he was up on his time when he came across the split, but he's running really wide through that left hand. I think he will be pitting this lap. No, he's trying to go again, so running it out wide to try and get maximum speed into turn 1. That's a very smart strategy there from the Renault driver. Not one that many people know. That's a very smart. So basically running wider allows you to have a little bit more straight line speed heading into the first turn. He's now starting, I do believe, his second time lap. Is Plebs backed out of his first lap on these set of tyres. Unfortunately got a bit of oversteer through this section that he's heading through now, and it cost him too much time, so he backed out. He manages to get it done nicely this time though, but unfortunately he's got no ERS available to him. He's having to put it down to none through the second sector just so he can get max speed most likely down the main straight. He's currently sitting at 16% ERS. He's got his teammate right in front of him as well. We'll have to see how he goes. Darren 11 should be finishing his lap now, but that's Toddster into the wall. That is the Renault driver into the wall through the right-hander that Plebs has just gone through. But so unfortunately didn't affect his lap by the looks of it. But now Plebs is heading into Sector 3. He goes. He is 2/10 up on his time. So this should be tight between himself and his teammate of Toddster 99. I don't think Toddy's going to get another lap in, but Amazing how crosses the line now. And he unfortunately, well, he doesn't actually cross the line. He's not going to be able to go any faster. But Pete Crun is actually down on his time. As you can see, he's 8/100ths down. So it doesn't look like this is going to be the lap for Pete Crun. Plebs now comes across the line. He does jump his teammate into P4. The Renault driver goes down 11. Just got another lap in, but unfortunately, no, he's actually invalidated his lap. So unfortunately, through the S-curves, the Toro Rosso driver will not be able to complete this lap officially. But now Pete Crane comes across the line. He's unfortunately down on his time. He's not going to be able to improve, so he's going to have to settle for P2. Darren Levin's not going to be able to get a time in either. It's only Swaggy now that can take that pole position off F1 Amazing. He's 6/10 of a second up on his time at the moment. That doesn't seem to be enough, as he is a couple of seconds off. He has actually got a purple sector too, so we'll have to see what this Alfa Romeo driver can do. He's going to come up to the line now, heading through turn 15. The Alfa Romeo driver goes. Does he improve or get himself off pole position? He goes to PA, goes the Alfa Romeo driver. Solid lap from him. Definitely not where he will want to be. He's normally up into that top 5 with the qualifying session, but seems to be struggling at the moment with these wet conditions. But that is your AOR Hype Energy PS4 OCEANIA qualifying session at the Brazilian Grand Prix. F1 Amazing Hour, the championship leader, took pole position ahead of his title rival of Pete Crun. 2/10 of a second it ended up being in the end. Pete managed to get that time down to a 1 minute 17.0, but Amazing Hour, the only driver that managed to get into the 1 minute 16 marks. A very solid lap from him. This is going to be a tight battle for the AOR title. Remember, 8 points separate these two. Pete Crun needs to win the race, and F1 Amazing needs to finish P3 for him to win the AOR title for Season 5 of the PS4 OCEANIA League. But Darren Levin managed to get P3 as well for Toro Rosso. Solid effort from him, leading players in the Renault ahead of his teammate Toddson. 99 MP5, 5/10 of a second separate our top 5. Extra Evolution in P6, leading Crossy, Swaggy, Aaron, and I Contrast will be the last of the drivers in the top 10. He said 1 minute 17.857, 9/10 of a second off the race, the pole position time of Amazing, and then it will be Dr. Dre, Gaming Wafer, and Harry Tomato. But now we're going to let the drivers head over to the grid for the AOR Hype Energy PS4 Oceania Brazilian Grand Prix. As you can see now, the drivers are heading off for their formation lap around the circuit. Jos Carlos Pache. I'd like to know as well in the live chat your top 3 predictions as well, if you guys haven't answered yet. I know a couple of you have answered, but I'd like to know a lot more people's. I want to get the chat active. Let's get as many people talking as possible. Let's get some conversations happening about the race. Just a reminder, if you guys aren't around here and have just joined the live stream or the broadcast, F1 Amazing Hour currently leads the championship. I will quickly swap this over to the driver's standings for you so you guys can see what the championship standings look like. F1 Amazing Hour 8 points at the moment separate himself and Pecan. They both start on the front row of the grid. This is going to be a tight battle for the AOR title. 8 points separate them, so I've done the math. I think it's correct. F1 Amazing Hour needs to finish ahead of Pete, or within one position of Pete at all times if he is ahead. If Pete Crun wins the race, he needs F1 Amazing Hour to finish P3 or worse to get the title. He will win by 1 point if my maths are correct. But F1 Amazing Hour took out pole position at yesterday's qualifying session, or a wet qualifying session I should say, for the Brazilian Grand Prix. P. Crane, the rival of himself, came home P2. They will start alongside each other heading into turn 1 for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Darren Levin in the Toro Rosso will be in P3 ahead of Plebs in P4. That is your second row, leading Todd in P5, Extra Evolution P6. P7 will be the Racing Point driver of Crossy F1, leading Swaggy 291 in P8. Aaron L3 F4 in P9, and Renier top 10 is I Contrast F1. Dr. Dre will be leading his teammate ahead of it, will be alongside him heading into turn 1. It will be his teammate of the Gaming Wafer. Then it will be the Harry Tomato MP13 and Renier top 14, who unfortunately did not qualify and joined the session late, will be 40-22. But we're waiting now for the light sequence to begin. We're on board with P. Crane as the green flags have been waved. The light sequence is beginning now for the drivers. 5 red lights ahead of the drivers, and they are underway. A very quick start there from the drivers. Amazing how gets a very nice start off the line. As you can see, he's going to slot in front of P. Crane. He didn't get the best of launches there. Did the Mercedes driver Darren 11 try to hang it around the outside heading through the S curves? It looks like P. Crane has had to slot back into P2 there. Darren's got himself up into P3. Plebs is now in P4. They're going side by side by the looks of it, heading down the back straight. He's having to defend here. Plebs heading into turn 5. They go. Extra Evolution's now slotted himself into P5. He's up one spot, but Plebs has run really wide on exit. He's going to try and slot his nose down the inside of the Renault driver. It doesn't look like he's got the move done, but now Todd's is trying to stick his nose down there on the Toro Rosso, and he looks like he's going to have to slot back into P6 for the Grand Prix. He's trying to get down the inside, but unfortunately wasn't able to get the move done. Aaron in P7 at the moment. He's right behind Todd, under that Renault gearbox. Swaggy trying to stick his nose down there as well. Contrast is up a spot into P9. He goes across. He's dropped a lot of spots off this track. And now Aaron goes down the inside on Swaggy, heading into that right hand, and he gets the move done into P7. The harsh driver goes to there. He's got Toddy in front of him, but we're going to go back to the battle for the lead. As you can see, Amazing leads the way at the moment, ahead of P. Crane in P2. Darren 11 sits in P3 for Toro Rosso. At the moment, P. Crane cannot afford to let Amazing get away. This is definitely not going to be comfortable for P. Crane at the moment. He will want to be right on that rear of that Williams car. He will not be comfortable with that gap that he has at the moment. He needs to make sure he is within that DRS range when the DRS comes alive on lap 3, which will be next lap around. As you see, the driver that's moved up the most spots at the moment is 40-22. He's now going down the inside of Crossy F1 into this corner. He goes and he gets the move done, does the McLaren driver. He moves himself into the top 10 for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Nearly said British. So at the moment, the two Red Bulls have had a pretty poor start at the moment. Gaming Wafer down 1 spot and Dr. Dre down 3 spots. So he has had a pretty poor start. Well, both the Red Bulls have had a pretty poor start at this stage. But P. Crane now 0.3 of a second separate himself and F1 Amazing out as they head through this long left-hander of turn 12. They go into turn 13. They will now go just breaking before the 50-meter board. The drivers head down this long straight now, which will lead them all the way up to the start-finish line. This battle for P4 is not over yet between Plebs, Extra Evolution, Toddster, Aaron, Swaggy and Contrasters. It's all very tight for the battle of P4 at this stage. But I'm going to go back to your race leader of F1 Amazing as he heads into turn 1. P. Crane goes fastest with the 1 minute 10.8284. The Mercedes team. I'm going to swap this over as well quickly to have a look to see what tyres everybody is on. As you can see, the top 4 are all on that soft compounded tyre. Then the first of the medium runners is Plebs, who will lead his teammate in P6 at the moment of Todd. So there's a massive slipstream battle at the moment, but Extra Evolution also managed to get ahead of Plebs heading into the S curves of turn 1 and 2. Aaron is on the mediums as well, so is Swaggy. Contrast in P9 as well for Ferrari. But I want to keep back at this front battle as well, because I do not want to miss anything this time. I know I'm known for that sometimes, missing the battle for the lead. But currently the Williams team leads away at the moment, ahead of P. Crane in the Mercedes. Mercedes powered 1-2 at the moment. Then it'll be the 2 Honda-powered Toro Rossos, MP3 and 4. Solid start for the Toro Rosso team, which will now be known as AlphaTauri for the 2020 season, as they now start lap 3, end lap 3 I should say. They're about to start lap 4 of the Grand Prix. DRS is now available to the drivers, so P. Crane is within that 1 second range from himself and F1 Amazing out. He currently does have DRS heading down the main straight. Darren 11 now goes fast with the 1 minute 10.808, so only briefly quicker, or very marginally quicker than P. Crane, currently sitting in P2. As they now start lap 4, as you can see, Amazing out trying to break that slipstream. He does have a pretty healthy lead at the moment ahead of P. Crane. 0.5 of a second, or just over 0.5 of a second between those two. And I'm going to go down to Contrast because he's trying to make a move now on Swaggy. They head side by side, heading into this left hand, and he gets the move done. Does the Ferrari driver. Swaggy is right behind him though. Will he be able to slip down the inside, heading to this next right-hander? He's unfortunately doesn't have the pace. Down the short straight, and he's going to have to settle for P9 at the stage. Now 40's diving down the inside on him, and they may contact the Alfa Romeo driver, and the McLaren may contact heading through that right-hander. No damage by the looks of it for either driver. That battle is still not over for P5. Extra Evolution seems to be pulling away a little bit now, as the top three now head into turn 13 for the fourth time. Just again as well, I'd really like to thank everyone for joining the stream. That's a lot of people in the stream as well. Thank you guys so much for joining. P-Crane unfortunately wasn't able to make a move then, but he's much closer than what he was last lap. Will he be able to make a move heading into turn 4? This lap round he is a lot closer than what he was last lap, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He will have DRS and a better slipstream than what he had last lap. But as we can see now, we're going to have a look. ERS available to the drivers. F1 Amazing Hour has used around 60% already, but P-Crane used 85% already. So that... We've known P-Crane is definitely known for using ERS very early in this Grand Prix, but he is within DRS range now. So will we see P-Crane try and just sit in Amazing Hour's toe for a little while, try and build up that ERS, and eventually make that dive bomb maneuver that we have seen P-Crane make many times in this series on F1 Amazing Hour? They are all on the soft tyre, as I said, so, and they are all fresh compounded tyres, as well as the qualifying session was wet. P-Crane still sitting in P2 at the moment. He's got 0.4 of a second between himself and Amazing Hour. He'll be getting a slight toe down the straight at the moment. He's only running a medium, so he doesn't seem too eager to get the move done as of yet. Down 11 right there as well in P3. F1 Amazing Hour didn't get the car turned in as nicely there. He had a bit of oversteer on entry to the corner, but he still manages to get away with it. P-Crane still sitting around that 6'10", 5'10" mark between himself and Amazing Hour. He needs to get closer to the back of that Williams car if he wants to get that move done. I wonder how long as well. It'd be good to know when the drivers will be coming in for their first scheduled pit stop, as there is 30 laps remaining in this Grand Prix at the Brazilian Grand Prix in Interlagos. Thanks, Ranky. I appreciate it, man. They head into the second sector, go the drivers. It looks like 40's now got a move done on Swaggy. Heading into the second sector, they go into this long left-hander. Looks like now 40 in the McLaren doing very solid at the moment on that soft compounded tyre compared to Swaggy's mediums. So we'll have to see how long he lasts. He is moving up the ranks at the moment. Into P9 he goes. He did start dead last in this Grand Prix as well. May I point out, as he did not qualify. But now P-Crane, 0.5 of a second, 0.6 of a second between himself and the race leader of F1 Amazing Hour. Does he get the move done into turn 1? He's catching up at a pretty fast rate at the moment. He was briefly running an overtake down that straight, so he is trying to catch or close up to F1 Amazing Hour now. Darren 11's falling off that train a little bit. There's 1.2 seconds between himself and P-Crane, so he's not going to have DRS available to him this lap around. But now Pete is in overtake, so he is trying to close that gap to himself and Amazing Hour. He's trying to close that gap, 0.3 of a second now between those two. Gaming Wafer down in P13 for Red Bull. Has just got himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple corner cutting. He's going to have to sit behind him for a little longer, but I'm going to quickly go back down to this battle here. Contrast is right behind Aaron now. Aaron is on that medium compounded tyre. Contrast obviously on the softer compounded tyre. All these tyres will be the same age, but some will be wearing at a faster rate. I want to go back and look at the battles behind, but I know as soon as I do that and there's a massive battle that starts, these two will start fighting. So I need to make sure I stay on this battle. I do apologize for the people that want to see down the back, but this is the championship battle between F1 Amazing Hour and P-Crane. Pete got that gap down to 0.4 of a second this lap round, and he is running an overtake, so he is trying to push now. He's trying to get up to the rear of that Williams car. He'll try and make the move by the looks of it, heading into turn 4. He does the dummy heading into turn 1, trying to fill up F1 Amazing Hour's mirrors, but he actually cost himself a little bit of time while doing so, as he did run a little bit wide through the first part of the S curves. As he's now heading through turn 3, he goes, opens the ERS nice and wide, only has 16% ERS available to him, but now 40 is retired from the session. Will we see this first safety car of the Grand Prix? It doesn't look like it. He's now dropped all the way back down to P14 as 40, as he has DNF'd from the Grand Prix. It looks like he's done that on the main straight actually, so I'm not too sure what's happened to the McLaren driver. That's unfortunate for him. Will we see a safety car? It looks like he's actually in the pit lane by the looks of it. Unfortunately, I won't be able to swap to him. But it looks like Toddy and Plebs are going at it now. They're going to go side by side heading into this right-hander. Who gets the move done? Plebs on the inside. They make contact, dude, the two Renault drivers. And now he's going to try and hang it around the outside. Is Plebs. Toddy forces him out wide and he doesn't get the move done. At the moment does Plebs, but he's going to try and hang it there now is Plebs. He has the inside line. Very hard to keep it around the outside. As Todd said, but he manages to hold on to the position now does Plebs. And I'm going to go back to the battle for the lead of the Grand Prix now. P. Crun trying to get within that DRS range, which he is. He's around the same gap as he was last lap. He is still in overtake. What is amazing, and he is in overtake as well, but he's catching in a fast straight of knots now. Is P. Crun. Will he make the move into turn 1? No, he doesn't. He's going to wait down for the next straight. Heading into turn 4. He'll try and make the move. And down the radar poster they go. We'll have DRS again for the second time around the Brazilian Grand Prix circuit. He's not close enough again at this stage. Amazing, defending very nicely with that ERS. Darren Levin's still falling off that train a bit. He's now got that gap down to over 1.8 seconds now. So Darren's going to try and pick up the pace a little bit here, but look how close P. Crun is as he heads through the second sector. He's trying to keep as close to that Williams car as he can. He's trying to set up a move now. He's saving as much ERS as possible through the middle sector. Runs it a little bit wide through that right-hander. That will cost him a little bit. Chucks it into low ERS just to keep within that slipstream ever so slightly to F1 Amazing Hour. Will we see some strategy be played into this as well? We have seen P. Crun do massive undercuts to F1 Amazing Hour, so will we see some strategy be played between the two rivals? He opens the DRS now, does P. Crun. He's not going to be close enough to make a move into turn 1. Still the same gap, around 0.4 of a second. He's dropped it back down to none very early, so it looks like he needs to save a bit more ERS at this stage and just try and force Amazing Hour to use it up as much as possible. They head through turn 3 now. Down the road, Aposta they go. Opens the DRS again, does P. Crun. Amazing Hour running in hot lap and overtake just to defend from the Mercedes car behind him. But as soon as P. Crun gets out of that DRS, and Amazing Hour's run wide through that left-hander, that's gonna really help Peter. And it's gonna give Peter a lot of confidence as he heads through the second sector, because he is forcing Amazing Hour into mistakes. He runs a little bit wide again through that right-hander and runs a little bit wide through the second part of that corner as well. He is definitely struggling now. It's Amazing Hour, because you can see Peter's right on the rear of that Williams car. Will he be able to make the move stick? He's 0.3 of a second separate these two, but he gets a lot of oversteer and exit there. Did the Mercedes driver that's going to cost him down that short straight, but he manages to save the car. Will he be able to make a move into turn 1? That's where he'll be setting up for a move. He's around the same gap as he was last time round, so he lost all that time heading to the second sector. Amazing Hour seems to be quicker than seems to be quicker than Pete and where he needs to be. Pete seems to be a little bit quicker through the second sector. Lap 10, they're about to start lap 11 now of the Grand Prix. As you can see, Pete's got no ERS now. F1 Amazing Hour's got 14% and Pete's got 5% available to him, so that is not good whatsoever for him. Darren now is going to start to fall into his teammates' hands by the looks of it. 2.2 seconds between those two. Extra Evolution at the moment, MP4. Toddy and Plebs are still going at it. Todson now moves himself into P5 for the Grand Prix. Plebs has now slotted back in behind his teammates' gearbox. In P6 he goes. Eye Contrast is right there as well. Will he be able to make a move? Heading down the straight, down the radar poster they go. Plebs had a pretty poor run off that corner. Will he be able to make a move into this left-hander? Plebs defends the inside line, but Contrast still goes for it, and he's trying to get down the inside. And that number 2 Ferrari car is not going to be able to get the move done this lap round. He's going to have to stick behind him for a little bit longer. Aaron's right there as well, so is Swaggy. He's fallen off that train a little bit. He's got to try and catch up at a Contrast. Ran a little bit wide there. It looked like Aaron and himself nearly made contact. But I'm going to go back to this battle now as they're about to start the third sector. Are these two drivers? 0.6 of a second now. Amazing Hour's got that gap out to, so we'll have to see. Strategy will start to be played by these two drivers. We'll have to see I'm not too sure how much tire wear they got. Pete's managed to get that ERS up a little bit more now. He's at around 20% available to himself. Only running in hot lap compared to Amazing Hour running in hot lap. Sorry, not hot lap. I keep thinking 3 is hot lap for some reason. High. That's what the ERS is. I keep getting that mixed up. But as you can see on the mini-map on the right-hand side of your screen, you can see the difference between the top 3 at the moment. So the top 2, then Darren 11 sitting in P3, leading his teammate in P4 of Extra Evolution. And then the battle for P5 between Todds, Plebs, Contrast, Aaron, Swaggy, Crossy, and Harry Tomato. I'm going to go back to that battle real quickly as they now are heading through the second sector. Well, we're about to start the second sector. Are the drivers. Contrast a little bit too far back. So is Aaron and Swaggy. Crossy trying to catch up to that train. Harry Tomato, unfortunately, dropped off the back of that train a little bit. He's going to be getting caught by the gaming wave. MP12, Dr. Dre struggling to keep with his teammate at this stage. But Pete's right there as well. We're going to put this 2 stops, as you can see. 40 was the only driver that actually made a stop, so I'm not too sure what's happened with them. He must have had a mechanical failure and was forced to retire the car, but look how close P-Crine is this lap around. He's 0.2 of a second between himself and Amazing. He's going to be closer than he has ever been so far in this race. He will have a very nice slipstream. As you can see, he's saved up a lot of ERS this time round. They're both sitting around the same, but he is running in hot lap. And Amazing actually tried to do the dummy there, I think. So we will see some games in play. He tried to do the dummy heading into the pit lane, which we actually did see. If you have watched the Russian Grand Prix of the PS4 OCEANIA League, we did actually see Pete make that dummy on F1 Amazing Hour. And it actually worked for him and won him the Grand Prix. Believe it or not. But I think Extra Evolution's actually made an incident now. Actually, no, he's coming into the pits. Now is Extra Evolution, so he's the first of the drivers on the soft compound to make a stop. So will we see some more drivers coming into the pits? Crossy now has a 3-second time penalty. MP9 at this stage, but the battle for P1 still goes on. Down 11's 3.2 seconds at the moment, separates himself and P-Crime. Todd's now MP4 at the moment, so Extra Evolution's tyres didn't seem to be working as good as he wanted them to. He's actually catching up to a lap car now, I think. I swear I saw a car, maybe it was a glitch, but anyway. I thought I saw a car on the exit of that corner, but anyway. Will we see some games in play now? Which driver will blink first when it comes to making a pit stop? See Pete's chucking it up into high this time around, and Amazing in hot lap. So he's not trying to make a move at the moment, is Pete. He's trying to dummy him into the pit lane. Oh, he didn't actually go that lap round. He tried to force Amazing into the pits, but he didn't fall for it this time, did Amazing Al. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it after this race. Go back and watch the Russian Grand Prix. It was a wet race, and we did see Pete massively dummy Amazing into the pit lane. He timed it absolutely perfectly. And unfortunately, Amazing had to go into the pits because he crossed the white pit entry line, and you're not allowed to cross it. Once you go inside that line, you have to go into the pits, so... Safety car, this is so sweaty, need a towel. Fish stick, you guys play on PS4? Yes, this is on the PS4 platform, if that is what you're wondering. P. Crichton now still sitting in P2, 5/10 of a second separate these two. Remember, if you are new around here, this is still the battle for the championship title of the AOR title for the AOR Hype Energy PS4 OCEANIA League Season 5. If you aren't familiar with how P-Crine can win the title, because Amazing currently leads it by 8 points. So will we see actually quickly some pit stops been made here? Amazing comes into the pit lane, so Pete's going to try and do the overcut here. He thinks that he can go for another lap in this Grand Prix. So Amazing now, he's going to need a very, very quick pit stop, an efficient pit stop from his Williams team. We're going to ride on board with him as he heads up to his garage now, his pit bay. He looks like he's chucking on that medium compound tyres. Pretty average stop there from the Williams team. As we see Harry Tomato and Gaming Wafer following him into the pit lane, but we're going to have to definitely watch P-Crime because he is now heading through the second sector. Is the Mercedes driver, and Amazing Al is now heading up to or into sector 2 right about now. As you can see on the right hand side of your screen, the white dot of that Williams car. See, there's still a massive battle in front of him, so he was lucky not to come out in that traffic. It was Amazing Al. Up to see what Pete does. As you can see at the right hand side, he is actually managing fuel at the moment as Pete, because he does have that yellow fuel tank at the on his telemetry bar. But will we see the Mercedes driver in this lap? I'd say it'd probably be the smartest thing to respond to him this lap. Does he stay out again? No, he does come into the pits. So the Mercedes driver does come into the pits. He's not going to risk anything. He does take it very cautiously into the pit lane. Goes the Mercedes driver. Let's have a look where Amazing Out is. He is now heading down the straight. He goes. Crossy and Swaggy battling it out in front of him. Does either of these drivers come into the pits? No, they don't. So Amazing heads through the final corner now. So where is P-Crine? Has he made his pit stop? He's actually heading out of the pits now. So Amazing Out, this is going to be really tight between the two drivers. Amazing Out leads, heading through turn 1, but Pete's going to obviously have that inside line. You can see him on the left there. Will Pete be able to get out ahead of F1 Amazing Out? Doesn't look like it at this stage, and Amazing Out has actually looked like he's got a bit more of a gap now between himself and P-Crine. So pitting that 1 lap extra late there for P-Crine definitely did cost him a little bit of time. It cost him around 1 second there between himself and Amazing Out. But the thing you got to remember, he will be on fresher tyres. Only 1 lap difference, but that could be the difference when it comes to the end of the Grand Prix, as there is now 20 laps remaining in the Brazilian Grand Prix. Justin reckons Pete is looking very pacey at the moment. Might get P1, and Amazing Al might get stuck in traffic. Who knows? We'll have to see how that pans out. But as you can see now, Amazing Al's definitely going to be catching up to Swaggy and Crossy F1. So we'll have to see how that goes. Has Swaggy made a pit stop yet as well? No, he's on 15 lap medium, so we should see him out for a little bit longer in this Grand Prix. We'll have to see how long he lasts. Swaggy stays out again, but as you can see, Crossy's there as well in P4. So currently the top 5 are all drivers that are on that medium compound, or started on that medium compound. Amazing now goes faster with the 1 minute 10.783, I believe that said. Pete's now got to try and catch up. He's lost a little bit of time now to Amazing Al. Swaggy cannot let Amazing Al get ahead. He's going to dive or force him to the outside line now. It is Swaggy. Will Swaggy defend the position? He's going to try and keep it there though. And Amazing Al so much deeper under brakes, heading into that corner, and he gets pushed wide. Now it's Swaggy. It's spun round to Swaggy, and Amazing Al made contact there. Amazing Al was so deep under brakes there, heading into that corner. He knew Swaggy was going to try and hold that position, but unfortunately in the end that turned the Alfa Romeo driver around. Now Peter's right there behind his rival as well, so now Amazing has got Crossy in front of him. This is not an ideal spot at the moment for Amazing Hour. I quickly need to bring up something on my phone, the picture of that graph that tells me everything basically where Amazing Hour and Pete where Pete finishes and Amazing Al needs to finish, etc. But at this stage, Amazing Al will win the title because he is in front of Pete Crichton. He cannot afford, or he cannot be behind. Pete cannot let that Williams driver be in front. But now he dives down the inside on Crossy F1. They make contact. Crossy's trying to keep it there. Does he make contact there? He did make very slight contact. Crossy may try and make a move again, but will he get out of the way of Pete Crichton? He's going to give him slipstream and DRS here. Is the Mercedes driver Crossy. Actually looks like he's getting out of the way here of Pete Crichton, so he's not trying to battle either of these drivers as they head through the S-curves and now into turn 4. They just went. So it looked like Crossy and Amazing Al made slight contact there. The Racing Point and the Williams. So now we can see Aaron in P3 at the moment on very, 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 very worn medium tyres at the moment. See now Amazing Al's right on the rear of Aaron already, so he will have DRS this lap round. Will we see Aaron in the pits? Will we see Plebs or Todd? So the two Renaults are currently leading the way, may I point out as well, leading the Haas driver of Aaron L3 F1 Amazing Al's right there as well. I'm not going to run on board with Aaron because there is that slight glitch, or little glitch there with the revs. But now Amazing Al's going to go to the outside line now on Aaron L3 F4 heading into turn 1. He's going to go around the outside now. Is Aaron Amazing Al ran really deep into the corner though. We're going to ride on board with Aaron even with that glitch. He's going to have slipstream and DRS as they head down the straight now, and it looks like he's getting out of the way now. Is Aaron, so he's going to try and make a move now. As Pete, he's right on the rear of that Williams car. Does he dive down the inside? No, he thinks better of it. He's going to sit right behind him now. Is Amazing Al. So he is Pete, so he's trying to get the move done. He's really close, closer than he's ever been this Grand Prix. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. It looks like that is Dr. Dre that is unfortunately retired. So Swaggy that is unfortunately retired from the session. He's down in P9 at the moment. You see now Amazing Al's going to start to catch up to the two Renault drivers of Toddstar and Plevs. So we still haven't seen Darren. Darren has made a pit stop now, so he's got a little bit of traffic in between him. So now Peter's really close now. There is 1/10 of a second. So 4/10 of a second between himself and Amazing Al, but it definitely doesn't look like that. He's already catching him down the straight, as you can see. He's running in a slipstream, DRS available in that overtake mode. Is Amazing Al running an overtake? He has less DRS. He's going to try and make a move here as Petey defends the inside line, and Zach goes down the inside, heading into turn 1, and he gets the move done. Pete Crichton moves into the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. That's what he needs. That's the first part that he needs done to win this title. But now he's going to have to defend the inside line because Amazing Al will have DRS on him, but he does no ERS available to him. Pete's trying to hang it. At the inside they go, and he's still holding it there. Amazing Al forced to the outside line onto the curb, and Pete gets the move done. Heading into turn 4 they go, and he gets up into P3 now. Does Pete Crichton, so the tables have turned now. Pete Crichton leads F1 Amazing Al as they head through the second sector. So now this is the first part of the recipe that Pete needed to do. I'm sorry if I said Zach as well. That is Pete's name. I'm used to saying Zach. I'm sorry about that. That's just for reference if I do say it again. But now what Pete needs is to force Amazing Hour between a car. He needs to get another car in between himself. I need to bring this up on my phone now because I don't believe at this moment Pete can win the title. Amazing Hour will be in the slipstream at the moment. So if Zach is currently in P3 and Amazing Hour is P4, Amazing Hour will win by 5 points at this stage. So if Zach finishes P4, which he won't because the two Renaults will come in, as you can see now, Toto has come into the pit lane. But now what Pete needs is Amazing Hour. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Pete does a Lewis Hamilton here and actually backs Amazing Hour up into Darren. Because Darren will be wanting to try and catch up here, most likely. But Amazing Hour still right on the rear of Pete, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see Pete going super slow through the second sector, just trying to slow Amazing Hour down as much as possible. But at this stage, well, we're still waiting on plebs to make a pit stop, so if Zach does win the race, or Pete Klein wins the race, he will need to actually have to defend the inside line there to Pete to stop Amazing Hour going down the inside. So he's right on the rear now. He's slowed him down a little bit too much, but you can see the dirty air effect coming into play through that long left hand as they now head into turn 13. They go. Will Amazing Hour be able to make a move into turn 1? He does defend the inside line. Now does Pete. So I'm going to put my phone outside, not looking at that, as now the battle is starting to spice up a bit here. Amazing Hour in the slipstream on Pete Klein. He's going to go to the inside line. Pete will not have the straight line speed heading into turn 1, but he will wait for DRS. He dives back down the inside heading through turn 1. He doesn't get the move done, but he will have DRS this next time round. Heading down the radar, across the straight they go. Well, through this long left hand, and now he's going to have DRS and slipstream here. His PD has no ERS available to him though, compared to Amazing Hour, so he's going to have to sit behind him. He does flick it to the inside line to try and fill up Amazing Hour's mirrors, but now Amazing Hour goes back into the lead of the Grand Prix. So now Pete's going to try and save that ERS back up and get back ahead of F1 Amazing Hour. They are currently on lap 22 of the Grand Prix. But Darren 11 really needs, or Pete needs Darren 11 to catch up here to help him. We'll put Amazing Hour in between them, if anything. So currently at this stage, Amazing Hour will win the title. It's really close again. Is Pete really deep into that corner? Amazing Hour looks like he gets very nice drive off that corner. But as I'll say again, if Pete does win the race, he needs Amazing Hour to finish P3 for him to win the title. But now, as you can see, Pete's got a very nice run down into turn 1. He goes, he's going to defend the inside. Amazing Hour very deep on the brakes. They're side by side heading through the S curves. They're still side by side. Do they make contact? It looks like Amazing Hour was set into a half spin there. And now Pete Klein moves back into the lead of the Grand Prix. Amazing Hour will not be able to make that move heading into turn 4 here, but he's got a very nice run though. Will he dive down the inside? He doesn't. He's going to sit back behind Pete again. So these two battling will definitely help Darren 11 catch up to this battle pack, which Pete Klein definitely needs. And see, Pete is running a nut at the moment. He really is trying to slow Amazing Hour down as much as possible into Darren 11. But now they head through the second sector. The top two go. At this stage, Pete Klein will still not win the title. As you can see, he's defending the inside line. He's just trying to go as slow as possible. Here's Pete Klein. As you can see how slow he was on the gas. Pete actually had to defend the inside line there, so Amazing Hour did not go down the inside. Darren 11 still sitting around that 4.1 mark. He's not catching up at the rate that he needs to be, or Pete would like him to be, but he got a very poor exit off that corner. So now heading into turn 13 goes the two title contenders. They're about to start lap 24 of 36 of the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's not looking too good at the moment for Pete because he needs Darren to catch up, but he's going to go to the outside line. It's Amazing Hour. I'm going to have to keep on board with this because it's showing the backwards view. And he goes down around the outside now. Does Amazing Hour F1. Amazing Hour forced to the outside line, and they nearly make contact there. Does Pete and Amazing Hour. Did he actually get a bit of damage there? They actually did make contact, I should say, but now Pete gets ahead or manages to stay ahead of Amazing Hour. But I think Amazing Hour may have a little bit of damage actually, because he did come back onto the track very poorly there, and he's going very slow at the moment. So this has now got down to 2.6 seconds between himself and Amazing Hour. So Amazing Hour to try and get that gap down back to under a second. Really spicing up at the moment between our two title contenders. 8 points separate these two. I need a drink of water. Give me a second, sorry. Sorry about that, but anyway. Amazing Hour now. Still sitting in P2, 9/10 of a second behind his title contender of P. Crane. He does just manage to get DRS, but he's not opening it actually down the straight, so I'm not too sure what he's doing here. He's still not opening it, so I'm not too sure what F1 Amazing Hour is trying to do here. He didn't, I'm not too sure if he just didn't realise, or, but he's definitely now he's catching up to Pete within that slipstream. Pete and himself actually have the exact same amount of ERS available to him. Darren has now got that gap down to 2.6, but he's not catching up at a fast enough rate of speed, as there is now 11 laps remaining in this Brazilian Grand Prix. Pete Crichton pretty much needs Darren 11 to win this for him. Blocky reckons Pete is faster. Julian reckons Pete is very aggressive at the moment. He is, but he did make a little mistake there to Pete Crichton, but I think he's mainly just trying to slow Amazing Hour down as much as possible into Darren 11. As you can see, he's going so slow through that corner. He's actually now got an overlap here. As Amazing Hour, they do actually make slight contact there, heading into the braking zone, but now he's going to have the straighter exit here. Here's Amazing Hour, gets a better run, heading down into turn 12 they go. Will he dive down the inside? No, he will wait for DRS. Pete Crichton is going to be under a lot of pressure, as now Darren's got that gap down to 1 to 2 seconds. He is catching up, but is it enough though? And now Hamilton, sorry, I don't know why I said Hamilton. Pete Crichton is now leading the way. He's going to have a very tough time at the moment, because Amazing Hour's going to go beside him. Down the straight they go, heading into turn 1. Will Pete slot back in behind him? He's going to try and dive down back the inside. He goes, and now Amazing Hour's trying to hit it around the outside to get him. Pete doesn't get the move done. They make contact. Actually do the two title contenders. Did Pete get a little bit of damage off that? Because he did make contact with his front wing, but Pete will have the slipstream and DRS down the straight. And he actually leaves the door open there. Did Amazing Hour, he's going to dive back down the inside. Did Pete Crichton, what a move there from the Mercedes driver. He went for the smallest of gaps possible. Did the Mercedes driver, and he gets himself back into P1 for this Grand Prix. And look who's here now. Darren 11 is back under a second to F1 Amazing Hour. So now Darren is definitely in this fight. This is what Pete Crichton needs. He needs Darren 11. He's actually pushing it now. Amazing Hour just rammed up the rear. Oh, Pete Crichton. So does he have front wing damage? And now Darren trying to go around the outside. 3 wide through that right header. Now he's got the inside line. Has F1 Amazing Hour. He's going to get the move done. Darren 11 now gets himself ahead of Pete Crichton. So what will Darren be able to do here? He's trying to get the move done on F1 Amazing Hour. Is Darren. Sorry, my voice is going. I apologise for that. As there's now 10 laps remaining. 9 when they cross the line. Darren's going to try and get the move done. Heading into turn 1. He defends the inside line. It's Amazing Hour, but he goes to the inside and he puts him into the wall. And Amazing Hour's off into the track, and he's in the wall. And for Amazing Hour, up championship leader in the wall, heading through turn 1. Darren 11 now has massive damage. This is going to be very controversial, but Darren 11 has massive damage to his front wing after making that contact with F1 Amazing Hour. He put him into the wall. He definitely moved twice there, did Amazing Hour, but I'm not too sure what's happening with the stewards. But now, this is definitely going to spice things up. I'm not too sure if Pete has damage. I'll check for you now. Justin's. It doesn't look like it. His front wing looks perfectly fine. But Darren 11 now is sitting in P2. But he has massive front wing damage. So I'm not too sure how this is going to work here, because Darren had that front wing damage and did make contact just before the braking zone there between himself and Amazing Hour. So that's what forced him into the wall, or made contact with him. Don't think it was intentional for Darren, but after making that contact, it definitely would have hurt him. But now extra Revolution's right there as well. What's Revolution going to do? Is he going to be able to stop Amazing Hour? Because I think we'll see Darren 11 in the pits. No, he's not. He's going to stay out for the rest of this Grand Prix. It's Darren 11. He's going to be down the inside, most likely heading into turn 1. He's much deeper under brakes. Goes Darren 11. He forces Amazing Hour off again. So they've made more contact now as F1 Amazing Hour. And now the two Renaults are coming into it as well. They make contact there. Does Todd Zaplez. And Darren's now trying to go to the outside line. He's trying to get out of the way of the two Renault cars. Todd Zaplez get themselves up into P4 at 5. And now Extra Evolution has that one spot that Pete Crichton needs, heading into lap 28 of 36. I'm sorry, but I need water real quick. My voice is going. Sorry. Sorry about that. Pete Crichton now leads away. Lap 28 off 36. This is going downhill for Amazing Hour. Extra Evolution sitting in P2 at the moment. F1 Amazing Hour still sitting in P3. This is what Pete needs. There will, without any doubt, be a steward's inquiry to this. But at this stage, it's not going to do anything for Amazing Hour because the person that he had damage with was Darren Levin. He's behind him, and Extra Evolution hasn't done anything. So this is the battle at the moment for the championship. It's been very unlucky for Amazing Hour at this stage, but Pete now has just got to maintain that lead. He's got to hold on ahead of Extra Evolution. I'm not too sure. We'll have to see what Extra Evolution does. Is he going to defend his position here for P2? But Plebs is also right there as well. We'll have to see what he does. But so is Todster. So the two Renaults are right behind Amazing Hour at the moment. But at this stage, with my calculations, P-Crime will be the AOR PS4 Oceania Season 5 champion. So now head through the right-hander. I am surprised Amazing Hour has no damage. He could have very minor damage, but look at how close Plebs was. Heading through that left-hander. Does he make the move here? No, he doesn't. Does Amazing Hour. He's going to sit behind Revolution again, heading down this straight. So Revolution, if Amazing Hour does get ahead of Revolution, that's all he needs. He can win the title with that. And Revolution gets a very poor exit there. So this could cost their Revolution P2 here. And Amazing Hour could move himself up into P3. Plebs is right there as well. So will Plebs be able to make a move into turn 1? Revolution had a very poor exit off turn 13. So that will cost him. Heading down into turn 1. He defends the inside line. Does Rex Revolution. Will he get the move done? Then side by side. Heading into turn 1. And Amazing Hour swoops around the outside. But unfortunately locked the inside flank. And Revolution trying to hang it there. He will have the inside line for turn 2. But Amazing Hour looks like he has the better momentum. Heading down the radar post. So they go. Revolution has the better slip shooting. And now Plebs trying to go around the outside. They're 3 wide. And he gets to this right hand. And Plebs tries to get the move done. And he does. He moves himself into P2 for the Grand Prix. Now Plebs has just completely swapped himself with Extra Evolution. Amazing Hour still right there with FYR, with Todster as well. Toddy is right there. Revolution jump from P2 to P5 in the space of his sector. What is going to happen here? I need to point out as well to you guys, this is the battle for the championship between P-Crime and Amazing Hour. P-Crime needs to win this Grand Prix, and Amazing Hour needs to finish P3 or lower for him to win the Drivers' Championship. Amazing Hour needs to get into P2 so he can win it. You have to think that you just need to remember as well, guys. I just want to point out in the chat, I see a lot of you guys saying stuff with Darren and what happened there. Need to point out as well, Darren is behind him, so if he does get a time penalty, they can't promote Amazing Hour up ahead of Plebs. That won't happen because Darren was behind, but now he's really close now. Is Amazing Hour. He's going to dive down the inside on Plebs. Heading into turn 1. Do they make contact there? They nearly do. It looked like Amazing Hour's front wing was right under, or rightly tucked under that Renault F1 gearbox. As they head down the radar post and they go. Amazing Hour got no ERS available to him. Norris Plebs. He defends the inside line, does Plebs, and he does defend it very nicely. Amazing Hour's going to have to sit behind him for a little bit longer. P-Crime still leads the way at the moment. Plebs sitting in P2. Lap 31 off 36 in this Grand Prix. P4 for Tods at the moment. Todster. He's still right in that battle. Extra Evolution is right there as well, so is Aaron. Crossy's trying to catch up. This is the battle for P2 in this Grand Prix. So what we see now, Plebs actually has a pretty comfortable lead at the moment on Amazing Hour, so I was just taking another drink of water. My voice was going. As they now head down the main straight they go. Lap 32, they will start now. As you can see, P-Crime just ticked over as he heads into turn 1. Plebs is obviously on that soft compounded tyre as well, so his tyres could be going off towards the end of this Grand Prix. Todster, so Aaron's now got ahead of Extra Evolution, so he's trying to catch up to this battle as well, but Todster is currently holding F1 Amazing Hour in a Renault sandwich at the moment. Plebs obviously being the top of that sandwich and Todster being the bottom, and F1 Amazing Hour being the filling, but it's a pretty lame joke, but anyway. F1 Amazing Hour still sits MP3. This is exactly what Pete needs by my calculations. Actually, I do need to check penalties. Thank you so much, Dynamite. I quickly will check it real quick. So P-Crime has one warning to his name. Plebs, no penalties. Does F1 Amazing Hour. They're the main people we need to check at this stage. I'll just quickly check Todster. Todster's on his last warning by the looks of it. Aaron has one penalty to his name, 2 penalties, so Aaron is out of this battle for this stage. But I'm going to go back to this battle now, because as you can see, Tots is right there behind Amazing Hour. He had a very poor exit there. Did Amazing Hour He's going to have a very nice slipstream here on F1 Amazing Hour. Is Todd, will he be able to make the move? But Plebs is also giving Amazing Hour a nice slipstream. He defends it, it's online now. Does Plebs, and he's deep on the brake, so is Plebs. They do actually make contact there. I believe did the Renault and the Williams driver. Todd's now has got a really nice run off turn 2. And he's going to try and make a move on Amazing Hour. He goes to the outside line to not avoid making contact. They both have DRS heading down the radar. Apostle they go. Will he dive down the inside? Here, will Toddy? No, he sits back behind him, so he's going to try and just save up his ERS a little bit here. No one's got much ERS available to him at all. The main driver, the most with the ERS at the moment is Aaron, but he is out of this battle at the moment. Down 11, down in P10. He's at a 1 minute 9.790, so he just did take that fastest lap of the Grand Prix. You can see Peak Run on 17 lap hard holds at the moment. He's actually getting caught now by Plebs, I'll be honest, but there's 3 laps remaining in this Grand Prix. This is going to be absolutely tight. If you guys are new around here or new to the stream, Amazing Hour currently leads the way in the championship by 8 points. P-Crime needs to win this Grand Prix, which he has ticked that first box, and he needs Amazing Hour to have or finish P3 or worse, which he's ticked that second box. So now it all comes down to what Plebs Toddstar can do. The 2 Renault cars for him, and he's going to get down the inside, and he gets a turn 1. Do they make contact? They do. He gets squeezed there massively. Did Amazing Hour. So do they make any contact? Well, they did make contact. Does he have any damage? No. Did Amazing Hour's way too far back to get a move done there, but anyway, he's going to have slipstream heading down the radar. Poster they go. Does he make a move around the outside? No, he doesn't. He's also got Todster right there. He's going to work on. Plebs had a pretty poor exit heading to turn 4. They went, and now will he be able to make that move? Todster's right there as well, so any mistake from Amazing Hour, Todster will take full advantage of that. Darren 11's now got himself up into P9 ahead of his sister teammate, a gaming wafer, but I need to keep on this battle. I'm sorry. Aaron 11 trying to catch Aaron LTF4 trying to catch up as well, but he will not be in the battle as well, considering he is does have 6 seconds worth of penalties, so it's not going to work for him. Plebs will be third in standings if it finishes like this. Yes, he will too, actually. I completely forgot about this. So Plebs will. The voice cracks, man. Plebs will actually move himself into P3 for the standings as well, so this also will be good points for Plebs if he can hold on to P2. But Amazing now, very nice run down the main straight. Toddy's a little bit too far behind. They're going to go side by side again for another time, heading against the turn 1. Amazing trying to hang it around the outside. Plebs is now going to try and force him off the track. He hangs it there though. Does Plebs have wheel to wheel heading through turn 3? Tots is right there as well. Does he make a move heading down the straight? He's got an overlap at the moment. Has F1 Amazing Will Plebs be able to hang it around the outside? And he's actually pushed his teammate off. Has Plebs and Amazing around. F1 Amazing House had a massive crash. Into turn 4 they go, and there's front ring flying absolutely everywhere. It looked like he made contact or massive contact with Plebs. So at the moment, Pink Ryan, as he starts the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix, this has been a massive turning point in this race. Amazing how in P7 with no front wing. His championship has just gone from bad to absolutely worse. So at this stage, Pink Ryan will win the AOR PS4 OCEANIA title. This is I don't want to say anything at this stage because this is going to be super controversial. I know it is. This is going to be the most controversial race I've ever commentated. But anyway, Aaron now is right behind X Revolution. Plebs has now got a pretty solid lead. I didn't get the best of you at the moment. what happened between them, but we'll have to see what happens. As now, P-Crime starts the final lap of the Grand Prix. Very controversial filled championship. Let me know your opinion on what happened. I don't want to comment on it, honestly. I'm just gonna say nothing because I don't want to get into that stuff. We're gonna leave that for the stewards. But if I had to be honest, though, if anything does happen to with stewards, Plebs will get penalised. Most likely, if anything happens, Darren might get penalised. Pete, I don't think he's done anything wrong. So at this stage, he's pretty certain to win this championship, even after time penalties. But this will be completely provisional. I want to point that out. Is that Plebs? Oh my goodness me, it is. Bro, I want to just point out as well, as Pete now heads through turn 13 for the final time, heading down the main straight. Pete Ryan, 6 race wins, multiple podiums in the championship. This will be his 7th win of the Grand Prix. P. Crichton wins the AOR PS4 OCEANIA Championship, and he takes the AOR title. Massive congratulations to P. Crichton. Congratulations to himself and the Mercedes AMG team taking the double for the season. Plebs will come home P2 in the end provisionally. I need to point out as well, provisionally these are results. These are not finalised results. Todser will come home P3 for Renault. Very good result for the Renault F1 team. Congratulations to Extra Evolution. Comes home P4 for Toro Rosso, leading Crossy F1 and P5, P6. Contrast, P7, ANL 3 F4, P8 will be Darren 11, P9 will be the Harry Tomato, and Ranier top 10 will be Game Ref. So amazing, I didn't even finish in the points and he put it in the wall. I need a drink, man, I'm sorry. Julian says undeserved. I'll say this though. I want to point out, I don't think you should say undeserved because Pete didn't do anything wrong there. There were other people that had absolutely nothing to do with Pete. None of those incidents. So I just want to point that out. That's just my opinion, alright? You guys can have your opinions. I completely respect that. But I just want to point out that Pete did nothing wrong there, in my opinion. So I agree with you, Kalios, but anyway, provisional results for the 30th time. Provisional results. P. Crichton is the AOR PS4 OCEANIA Championship ahead of Plebs in the Renault. The two Renaults will come home P2 and 3 for the Grand Prix ahead of Extra Evolution, Crossy, Contrast, Aaron, Darren, Harry Tomato, and Renegade top 10 will be the gaming way for F1 and ACR. Will end up coming home P11 in the end after that incident. P12 will be Dr. Dre leading Swaggy and 40. Unfortunately, the only DNF, actually Swaggy was a DNF as well. But I want to quickly bring in to the party provisional AOR PS4 OCEANIA Season 5 champion. Gonna try and bring him in now. Just give me a couple of seconds. Amazing how I should have won. Couldn't be more unlucky. Class, get in there, Lewis. I agree with you, Alcatraz. I'm gonna try and invite him down. Just give me a couple of seconds. I just want to point out as well, I completely agree with you that players may have caused an incident there. I don't deny that, but I just want to point out that the people that are saying that he doesn't deserve it, I feel like that's a bit rough because considering he didn't do anything wrong. Pete Crichton didn't do anything wrong, so I just want to say that before anything. But we're waiting for our unofficial PS4 OCEANIA champion to join the party. Hopefully he does join. Stay tuned as well. We'll do some post-race interviews with P. Crichton. I don't think F1 Amazing will want to talk, to be honest. Just messaging him now. Hopefully he joins. Alright, here we have it now. AOR PS4
Lucky.
OCEANIA Championship. Oh, you can't hear me. Give me a sec. Sorry, I have my mic muted. Here we have him. PS4 OCEANIA Season 5 champion. Well, unofficial. I want to say that again. Unofficial.
Yeah! Get in there!
Jesus. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
I'm not too sure if you saw what happened at all behind you. I don't think you would have, but amazing how practically finished 11th. Yeah, definitely. Really? Yeah, he finished 11th in the end. He made contact with Plebs. With the rate, I'm not too sure. I'm not going to comment on that, but people are saying that Plebs may be in a bit of trouble here with the people watching the stream. But obviously, first off, I want to get your first reactions to winning the Season 5 AOR PS4 OCEANIA title.
Yeah, it's it's a great feeling, and yeah, back-to-back instructors for Mercedes as well, so that's a bonus. But yeah, really stoked to win that one. Been trying super hard the last 6 rounds. Like had year 12 this year, been hard to try and keep up, but yeah, we finally got there in the end. But yeah, and I think contrast for like I don't know, like setting up all the lobbies, plebs for setting up the lobby as well. Just yeah, it's been a great year with all the boys. It's been good fun.
Definitely, but also as well that to battle with Amazia at the beginning of the race, it seemed like it was a very tight battle as well. Some people were questioning the moves you were making. Seemed like you were a little bit too aggressive. It was ending up being, it was clean. I personally think it was clean. It was nice racing in between you two. But how were you feeling between then? Did you ever feel that Amazia was a little bit quicker than you heading in through the first stage of the race?
Yeah, he certainly had great pace, that's for sure. But I feel like as soon as I had the DRS, I could stay there. I had the sector 2, which is for sure my strong point. But yeah, just have to hang in there. Then yeah, just charge up the batteries and yeah, just setting that move in there. It was nice and clean. But yeah, hard fought battle. But yeah, like the thing amazing as well. We had fun battles all year long. Like sometimes they've been a little bit too aggressive, but it's hard racing at the end of the day. So yeah, it's been great racing him. Hopefully we can race again sometime soon in the future.
Well, congratulations, Pete. Congratulations on Season 5 AOR PS4 OCEANIA Championship. Would like to thank everyone for joining this stream as well. If you guys are new around here, please do hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications as well to get notified. And for now, my name is Expert. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you guys next time.